This is Sean.
This is Kevin.
And this is the One Other Thing Season 2, Episode 2.
Yep, 2 and 2.
And, well, you know, for anybody that's just joining us, my name's Sean, and this here is Kevin, and I am not going to look at the camera again. So glad we got that out of our system. But this is a show, basically, where two friends here, Kevin and Sean here, we just kind of talk about whatever, and we welcome you to join us. So those of you that are longtime listeners, love having you back, so thank you once again. And today, I've got a whole page of nothing to talk about, my friend.
I have no paper.
It's you've entered the digital age.
I don't even have that.
Well,
I'm just gonna pull it out of my head.
Yeah, let's hope it's your head.
Oh, it's on the side of no, I don't have anything.
Let's hope it's your head you're pulling it out of.
Yeah.
Well, with that, let's jump right into it. And you know, my first note is, where the fuck have you been?
Me?
Just us in general.
Oh,
I figured we'd hit that. You know, if I were a listener, that would be my topic. And the short of it is, guys, while we love doing this show, we literally had just started doing it, and we did it every Thursday. And Thursday nights are when we hang out.
Actually, when we first started doing it, we were doing twice a week.
Yeah.
So we were really trying to get the episodes out when we first started. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong. Again, we love doing this show.
Yes.
But the whole point of, Kevin and I hanging out on Thursday nights is, how do you put it, for Kevin and I to hang out on
it's our night.
Thursday nights.
Yeah.
So that being said, we're going to try this for a while. We're going to try switching to a bi-weekly format and sticking to that as best we can, knock on wood.
Well, I'm
health
hoping
providing, I'm
hoping it might, we have more content over 2 weeks rather than 1 week, and just see how it goes. I still think we're going to put out the same amount of episodes as last year, but we started around July last year.
Sure. So again, and if you think this idea sucks, or you think this is the greatest thing ever, or you think you wish this were the last episode, which I can promise you it's not, we want to hear from you anyway. So that being said, fuck it, let's jump right into it. If I'm out there and I'm like, wow, bi-weekly, that sucks. I need way more tooting.
Yes.
Need way more than one other thing. Where do I write?
Oh, you can, email us at tootcast.net, or you can head on over to our website, tootcast.net, and there's links all along there, how to get a hold of us. We have our YouTube site where we post this to both the podcast, we post it both to YouTube, so you can see us, but unfortunately we do have the face for radio, so I apologize for that.
It's awesome.
Mostly me. I got the long curly hair going up because of COVID. But yeah, so definitely email us. You can see all of our season 1 links is there too. So I separated it so you can see everything that was season 1, and then everything that's season 2. I do plan on relabeling it because I don't really have an issue with the way things look, but I do kind of.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that's having an issue.
Yeah, so I got a little issue. So I'm going to end up renaming the episodes because I'm not happy with how they're named, S01 and all that stuff. So I actually plan on going and changing it to match other podcasts the way they do it. Yep. I should have looked first.
Live and learn. Right?
Yeah.
God knows we've learned a lot since that first episode.
Yeah, so definitely head over to our website. If you forget our email address, there's a links page. It has everything there. You'll find us. And if you so desire, there is Patreon. It's not required, but we've had some people request Patreon because they want to give something to help us go. But we do this for the fun of it, not for the Patreon. So.
Yeah, we're not making millions now?
No. But I'm hoping to make, tens of ones at some point.
Tens of ones. Well, a boy's got a dream.
Yeah. Yes, boy's got a dream.
So, all right.
Hoping to get there eventually.
I guess I'm going to work tomorrow. But, I'll check back on that from time to time. But, yeah, so, again, it's not that we don't love the show. It's just we need to, be able to spend time together as well. Yep. And aside from that, the show about nothing, I am half convinced an equal amount of nothing happens in my life in 1 week as it doesn't do.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that too, because I was thinking, what's this episode? Is it going to be like a normal 2-hour, hour-and-a-half episode or whatever? And I'm like, probably, because I really have done the same thing over the past 2 weeks as I do in 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly. It's like a 2-week vacation, because just as fast as a 1 week, and you're scratching your head back on the plane before you know what happened.
It's really a benefit to the listeners. They don't have to listen to our the same thing every week. We can spread it across 2 weeks.
Yeah, sadly this is us trying to provide decent content.
Yes,
but again, this is all about communal. Being a part of something.
Yes. So. And email us if there's a topic you want us to cover, because we cover everything from movies to music to video games to, someday, I don't know, I saw a thing on the local music theater here of donate money to open up sooner. I like musical theater. I would donate the Proctors to open them up sooner, because I really like musicals and plays and all that stuff. Yeah. So we're open to anything, really.
We've gone to Capitol Rep a gazillion times.
I think I've been there once. Yeah,
I actually looked into a season pass for that, and I was like stunned by the price tag. I was like, oh, okay, then I'll go shopping elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's just, but yeah, plays are awesome, and supporting the arts is great, and let's face it, we're all champing at the bit to freaking get outside and go to some semblance of normalcy.
Yeah, I want to go to see a outdoor concert or something. And I did like it, even though I love, listening to Pandora. Yep. I do like seeing a live show every now and again, especially if it's a classic artist that may not be around anymore. And
it's funny. I've actually really come to appreciate live music, because I really didn't, as a kid, I just liked the studio stuff. I couldn't appreciate live music because it didn't sound right.
Yeah.
And now, as an adult, I love it because it doesn't sound the same.
Right. That's why you go to live, because it's special and in many ways could be unique.
Exactly.
To your experience at that moment.
But I definitely don't like shows anymore because people go to shows.
That's the That's why I plan on buying the largest surround sound and big TV that I can get, and just because my experience at home is really good now. Yeah. So, and I'm nice to my wife. I take her popcorn, I throw it on the floor just so she can feel like she's in the theater.
Throw some Swedish fish down there.
Yeah, just so
it's authentic.
I put stuff in the cushions,
That's great.
Just so you have the same authentic feel.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But seriously, though, I mean, going to the theaters doesn't mean what it once did. It's not the difference between the tiny TV versus, even my house. We got the surround sound, we got the giant TV. It's kind of a theater experience.
It is.
Although I may be in the market for a wireless surround sound system in the not too terribly distant future.
I'm actually shopping for myself, so we can talk.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I haven't.
Do you know why I'm looking?
Well, I don't know why you're looking. I know why I'm looking is because I never had the. I scare my wife when I want to drill holes in things. Yeah. So to do proper surround sound, I need to run wires behind my couch. Mm-hmm. So I really need to run it in the basement. Really, I don't want to run it across the floor.
Of course, yeah.
And the way my living room is set up, I can't really run it across the ceiling or anything. So, or even under the carpet, it would look. You would see it. You'd see it. So I really need to go underneath into the basement and back up. And I've had a drill bit acclimating to my house for about 3 years now.
That's fantastic.
It's true. I do have a long drill bit, and I just haven't had the guts to do it. And I keep looking, and I'm like, they're starting to come out with wireless. It isn't garbage, because I did buy wireless once for rear surround sound speakers, and they sound terrible.
Okay.
Because they were using 2.4 gigahertz at the time, so which was jumping over, stomping on microwaves, will stomp on the signal.
Yeah.
So now they're coming out with the higher frequencies. So I've been shopping myself. So what the thing is, it's a whole domino effect. If I get a new TV, I need a new surround sound system, because I need something that can pass through. Because I use my surround sound as my pass through for this is such nerd talk. For my pass through for HDMI, I use it as a switcher because I have so many devices. So because of that, I need to make sure my surround sound can support 4K at the latest, 2.1 HDMI, so it can pass through that. And then if I do that, I might as well shop. And I've been seeing where they have rear surround sound speakers that are wireless that come with some of these units. And I'm like, well, that would solve everything. So why drill a hole in the floor? And a year from now, I'm going to have the wireless speakers.
Yeah.
So I'm looking.
your electronics are like when I do plumbing. It's oh, this is a bad part, and the next thing you know, I've replaced like 13 different other things.
You have to replace the whole thing.
Yep.
That's why I haven't got a PlayStation 5 yet, because I'm like, yeah, I wanted the PlayStation 5, but I'm like, well, for me to like it, I could go to the 4K TV, and it's like I'm going to have to change my surround sound. It's a whole domino thing.
I honestly don't even know if they're still like hard to find, the PS5s.
They are.
The reason I haven't bought one
Unless
is
you pay
I haven't actually really looked.
Yeah. No, I've looked, and they're actually difficult to find. Scalpers keep buying them.
Okay.
And they keep selling for eBay for $1,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Which I can wait. They're cool.
I
don't get me wrong, they're cool, and they'll play games you have now better.
Yep.
And then plus you can be upscaled to 4K, and it'll look better, it'll be prettier, and even the old games load quicker. But I'm not going to pay $1,000 for it.
I look forward to it as well, and I'm actually I've been hanging out with you too much, but maybe we do need to do the show every week.
Yes, we need a break
because I do strongly suspect that I am buying another TV in the very near future, and I suspect one day I'm just going to be somewhere and I'm going to see the PS5s there. And I'm going to be like, okay, I guess I'll just buy it now.
Yeah, just buy one. Yeah, once you go to like Target and they're just sitting there, you're like, I'll get it.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I already know what TV I'm going to get, and it's not the TV I want technically. It's I'm compromising to get a TV I know my wife will like. It's the silliest thing. But Philips, I used to own a TV, one of the very first widescreen flat screens. LED TVs. It was a horrible TV, but it had a feature. I had lights built into the back of it.
Oh, okay.
That would match the content. And the commercial for it way back, we're talking like 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, because I had it when I was single. So 15 years ago, I had this TV when I was living my bachelor life, and the commercial would show the Incredible Hulk on the screen, and it'll be green on the wall behind you. But it would match a content where that if the Incredible Hulk is on the right-hand side of the screen and the Iron Man's on the left, it would compensate. So they come out kits, and I was looking at kits. They make kits that, you can put in line with HDMI and do kind of the same thing, but it costs a fortune.
Okay.
And now Philips has finally come out with a TV that's called Ambilight, and they have a 4K TV, has all the features I want, and so it's not the TV I was really looking at. I was looking at more like Samsung or one of the other brands.
Yeah, but you like the Ambilight thing too, so it's
I kind of do.
For Charlize, it's for you.
It's for her.
Yeah,
I gotta buy this 4K TV for the wife.
Look what I got you, honey.
Yeah, look what I got. And when I tell her, she's excited. Yeah. She wants it because their documentation, which their marketing really, I don't know if it's marketing or if it's true or not, but they say if you have the pitch black room and you get the Ambilight, you don't have eye strain.
Yep.
So it's easier in your eyes to watch it when you have like a light.
You won't need glasses anymore. You'll be healed.
These things don't work anyway. I can't see crap. I am literally blind right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
But so that's coming out like June, July. That's TV.
Okay.
So I'll probably pick it up. And
what are you doing with your old TV?
Well, the problem with my old TV is that it's broken. Anybody in the world that you take that gets my TV from me will look at the TV and say it's not broken. It's broken.
Okay.
It was it's a Panasonic TV. I love the TV.
I don't want it, but I do love your TV.
It's a beautiful TV. It's one of the last plasmas. They've been trying to make them as good as plasmas with all the new LEDs and stuff because LED was never meant for motion. So they've been trying to trick it and to make it look like it was made for motion. And plasma was always a gas, but they're expensive to make. Yeah. They're hot, they're heavy, and so this is the very last one Panasonic make. I love the TV, but it got burning. You can only see the burning. I've had the TV for 7 years now, and out of warranty. I think it's out of warranty. I should probably check. I'm not even sure they even care about burning. They probably think it's my fault or something, but you can barely see it. It has to be a completely white screen. Mm-hmm. The entire screen has to be white. And in the corner over here on the TV and over in this corner of the TV, you can see a slight yellow. Yellowing.
What is it from?
I don't know. They usually say it's from static images.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what the hell do you have on the screen?
I don't know. I play video games on there. Yeah. It could be the news tickers like.
Like a Chiron or.
Yeah, OLEDs are famous because they're sensitive to red, the organic LEDs. They're sensitive to red, so like CNN logo, that would
like burn in forever,
if you left it there for days.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly caused it, but I see it every now and again.
Yep. And it drives you
bothers me.
Yep. I hear you.
I go through all the screens. There's a bunch of things you can do to try to clean it up. Doesn't work.
We've got the TV upstairs, and I mean, I really don't care because we like seriously, Mickles turns on. Would tell you she watches TV upstairs. She doesn't. She turns on the TV upstairs and falls asleep. That's all that happens.
Yeah.
But that TV up there has literally a dead column of pixels.
Oh God,
like
that would bother me so bad.
And it's just, and it's red. By the way, it's not that they're dead. They're not out. They're red.
Oh boy.
So you have the minuscule, microscopic red line that I mean, honestly, if we're watching TV up there, I can ignore it.
Yeah.
I know it's there, but I can ignore it. It doesn't bother me that much. And again, it happens so infrequently that I watch TV upstairs that I don't care. Yeah. Mickles doesn't see it at all.
Oh.
I think it's hysterical.
Amazing. Yeah. So like my TV, if I sold my TV knowing I said there's some slight burn-in, there are people in this world who will look at the TV and say, I see nothing wrong with this TV.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Because it does not stand out.
Yeah.
It has to be in the right, like most movies and TV shows are very dark, or even if you watch a scene where you're in a desert like Breaking Bad, you're not really going to see it. It has to be a mostly white screen all the way across, like a winter scene.
The concept of selling a TV anyway blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because
it's better than selling a mattress.
I'll give you that, yeah. I had to shake my head free on that one,
Yeah.
My head's like an Etch-a-Sketch. If I shake it hard enough, I can just get rid of that last image.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
Slightly used at a motel for sale, real cheap.
Yeah, just friend prices.
Friend prices.
You can rent it by the hour, too, if you like.
Yes. Jesus. I could tell a story, but I'm not, because...
Wow. I'm so pleased to say I can't. I have no story here.
Not got a story, but no. If you want to hear the story, write in.
Well, there you go. I'm fucking writing in, folks. We didn't specify the rules at all.
No, so Sean can't write in. And nobody I know can write in.
I'm entirely writing in.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'll say. I didn't say I was going to say.
That's true. Oh, boy.
Anyway.
That's good. I almost got you to choke to death on radio, which is what we're going for. We're on podcast here.
Yes. I don't even know where we're going with it. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with my old TV to answer your question.
Okay. Yeah.
I have no idea. I'll probably put it in the basement.
Yep. Yeah, you can't throw it out. No, I hear you. I had a Sony Vega that I'd like to think I got rid of finally. Because what the hell was I going to do with this thing? This thing weighed 1 metric ton.
Well, I was just thinking, I've seen those, and I actually hurt my back on one when I used to move furniture. Yeah. I was thinking you probably should have kept it, because that could probably keep your house moving in a tornado. You could probably just, like a paperweight for the house.
Yeah, seriously, that thing weighed so much. And poor Mickles, she bought it for me for Christmas, and her mother somehow lugged that up to a third-floor apartment.
Jesus, yeah.
I can't imagine what that looked like. I'm surprised they both made it. But... man, when you want to talk about loving a TV, I love that TV. Yeah. That TV had such a good picture. It was the 64 days, man. So it was Nintendo 64 looked great on it.
Yeah.
And I really had trouble letting that thing go, even though, by then we had flat screens all over the place, and it's just it meant a lot. It was like, wow, it's some TV I'm never going to use, and yet I'm reluctant to throw this thing out.
Yeah, Sony still makes products that I like. They still make good products.
Yep.
So they still mean something, because I had Sony stuff when I was a kid too.
Actually, the upstairs one is the Bravia. So yep.
No, Bravia.
Well, let's just get this out of the way if we have to. But
yes,
I've had this renaissance recently, and it's because of a broken heart. But I wrote politics because I have been reading much less news.
Which, good thing, really.
I'm feeling better. Yep. I really am. I'm just consuming less, and frankly, it's because it's too much. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
If I've learned anything, there's no law and order. It's just you can do whatever the fuck you want. And somehow I find it cathartic.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I think the best you can really do is vote in your local elections, because that matters, and pay attention when it comes time to the big elections, and try to vote people that aren't going to be scum of the earth.
Well, that being said, I would love to say I've deleted my news app and I don't read the news.
Yeah.
Oh, I entirely read the news. I just read much less of it.
Yeah.
So, have you read the latest with Marjorie Taylor Greene there? Because she's such a great example of...
I don't know the latest, but I know who she is. She's crazy.
I'm gonna ad-lib the story here, but basically she has a office across from a woman whose daughter is transsexual. She's doing something, gender fluid, who the fuck knows. She's one of those. And when I say one of those, I mean I'm ignorant about it, and I say God bless them all. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They're adults. Let them be them. And if they're not adults, maybe there's a child who says, you know what, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, or vice versa. You know what, whatever. Raise your kids however you see fit. But it's one of those things. If you're hating people because of their choices that have no impact on you,
yeah.
I can't abide by this. So her latest is she has an office across the way from this woman, and she hangs a sign that says something to the effect of there's only, science says there's only two sexes. And
she believes in science suddenly. Okay.
Yes. She doesn't understand the power of the Jewish space laser and how it can make lots of sex. No, that's not where I was going with that. But that's a great point you bring up.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would actually make a different argument. I'd say I might be able to give you 3. A hermaphrodite is such a thing.
It's true.
But from a scientific perspective, I don't dispute whether or not there's only two sexes. However, it's very clear to everyone that this sign was hung with malintent. This was hung as a hurtful thing for the sake of being hurtful, quite frankly. And perhaps you have something against trans people because somehow that offends your God or your inner child, or who the fuck knows what it does. Yeah. But it's one of those things that I can't get around the fact that if anybody in Georgia listens to it, is this the representative? I mean, I'm offended that this represents somebody, some part of our country. That this is our values, that we're just petty and hateful and purely ignorant. And it's just, this is who you want to represent you? Like, and I'm starting to wonder if perhaps I'm the problem. And don't get me wrong. I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but you must know the story. But the story of the king and the well and the witch, you know the one I'm going with?
I'm not sure.
All right, I'll bring us all up to speed here. So,
is there a lizard? No.
Okay. Is there a scorpion and a frog?
No, that one I know.
That's a different one. Oh. So I love the story, even though it's scorpion and frog material, though. Okay. So you got this king. Everybody loves king. The king's a shit, Everybody's happy. Life's great, except for the witch. The witch is like, that guy's a douche. And so the king, the witch there poisons the well, and there's only the one well really, and
small town.
All the poison does is makes everybody hates the king, and so sooner or later, day by day, more and more people are hating this king, and he's the same king, being the same dude, and then one day he wakes up and basically he's the douchebag. Everybody hates him, everybody, and the witch does that. She always did. And what does he do? He drinks from the well. Because, it's kind of the whole, you can't beat him, join him. It was, he was in misery kind of thing. But my problem is I can't drink from the fucking well. Yeah. It doesn't matter how thirsty I am. I can't. There's not going to be a scenario where I wake up and I decide that hating on people for the sake of being ignorant and hateful is okay. That is anybody I'd want representing me. And for the record, I'm just pointing out the Marjorie Taylor Greene because she's like the exaggerated caricature version of it.
Yeah.
I could be naming so many other names right now. So, yes, I'm picking on you, Georgia. Yeah. But believe me, Colorado, Ohio, Kentucky.
Texas.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
God damn, there's got to be 50 of them.
Yeah.
But I could go on and on is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And if this is what we've come to, if this is the mentality that represents the average bear, I'm really starting to wonder if maybe I'm the problem. And again, I can't drink from the well. That's not a card that I can play, even though, frankly, guys, I would drink in a freaking heartbeat if I could.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss, right?
Really is. But, that's so that's why, again, I still do read the news. I skim it as quickly as I can, and I try to avoid almost everything. But I do read, and I'm much better, though. And it feels better reading less.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Hey, news pop up. Yeah. God. Just speaking of the news, speaking of the devil.
So I mean, that was really all I wanted to point out. I didn't want to talk about Ted Cruz going on vacation while the state, freezes to death.
Yeah, and Nicole, how all the moms, leaked the the
awesome.
chats.
Yeah, exactly.
That was awesome.
It is, again, that gives me hope, folks, because not everybody's a complete douche, and some people do still, in fact, recognize right from wrong.
Yeah. Our house was cold. Let's go on vacation. That's literally how it went down.
You know what? And God bless them, except for one little rub. Like, don't you have constituent? Like, don't you represent people? Yeah. What's your job again?
Yeah.
What exactly are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So Ted Cruz wants to be president someday, and he lets his teenage daughters, bend his will to go to Cancun. Yeah, you can't be president.
President of what?
The United States. He wants to be president of the United States.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I would love to say, that never happened, but who the fuck knows? Maybe.
Actually,
why not?
Actually, I would say 5 years ago, with all the stuff that's coming out on Cuomo, I'd say, yeah, he's never going to be president now. Look at all the scandal that's happening, And now I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess the scandal's not that bad.
That's part of
comparatively.
what I've hated about COVID, quite frankly, is when I've got to be like, wow, Cuomo's the adult in the room.
Yeah.
Fuck are we?
Jesus, yeah, I know. We are screwed.
We are so doomed.
Yeah, he probably will be president someday, and I don't know. He scares me.
You know what's really going to break your heart? You may vote for him.
Yes, and I probably would.
The system is so fun. This is why I'm not a politician. Yeah. This system is so fundamentally broken that it's beyond redemption, in my opinion. I'm not saying anarchy or anything of its ilk. I'm just saying we got to start over. This is not working. There's not enough amendments, and clearly the power structure, the checks and balances are not working.
No, and they have no interest in fixing them. Either side, apparently, wants to fix it.
Exactly, because there are no good guys.
Yeah.
I'd love to say there are no bad guys. There's only you and me, and we just disagree. But no, there's no fucking good guys. There are only bad guys at this point. And there are, and again, I paint with a broad brush. There are a few shining examples here and there, and we're all human. I get that. But, honestly, it's like, I wrote this down too. It's like a crusade against intellect lately.
Yeah.
It's like, how can we dumb ourselves down? How can we become more hateful, more closed off, just dumber than the day before? I mean, one of my favorite things, this is a true thing, guys. They've done surveys on, do you think they should be teaching Arabic numerals in schools? And people were outraged, like, no, they should not be teaching that.
But,
and I'm not kidding, like, the majority of America would be like, oh my God, not in my school. We're not going to have, the jihad set up camp teaches Arabic numerals.
Oh boy.
And it's that kind of ignorance that I'm like, I would love to exchange ideas.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fucking miracle worker. Like, I need you to meet me somewhere.
I don't know. I hope no conservatives listen to this freaking podcast, because next thing you know, all our kids will be just Roman numerals and nothing else.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
You can only count in Roman.
And honestly, you know what? And I just like to address ignorance, because I'm an idiot. I'm the first one to tell you. I'm just not hateful, and actually, maybe that's not true either. I'm just not going out of my way to be a dick, quite frankly. And it seems like that's just a rare thing. But like, for example, what we're just talking about. If you don't see the irony there, you don't understand why that's a problem, because Arabic numerals are just numbers. They're what we call numbers, folks. But something like that, if you don't know that, there's no shame in that. But do yourself a favor. Don't just say, I don't know that. La 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 la.
Yeah.
Take a minute, look something up. I've taken to really asking Alexa. Don't start.
Yeah, don't start.
Pretty much, literally anything that crosses my mind.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to have to go look up that list, because it should be getting fun lately.
I feel like we're in the era of reason and knowledge, because when we're growing up, if we wanted to know something, we went to the library, or we just said, we just don't know that answer. Then it's done.
Yeah.
But now, literally everything is at your fingertips now.
I ask her the weirdest shit. And the fact that, like, why would you even want to know that? Who knows? Yeah. Like, what language do they speak here or there? Yeah. Weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of examples, and I can't.
Where do they speak Mexican?
That's fantastic.
Okay. That's a joke.
I love that joke.
It's a bad joke, but it's a joke.
It's an absolutely terrible joke. But to anybody Spanish, or actually, if you are in fact Mexican, or you're Hispanic in any way, we fully recognize that's like the Arabic numeral joke.
Yeah.
that we fully recognize no one's speaking Mexican, but I will in fact refer to it often.
Yes. That's because it's on the TV like that.
And that's what's, again, that's what's breaking my heart these days. I don't mean to be such a bummer on the show lately, or bummer in general, but I mean, I'm going out of my way to, do Naked Gun kind of humor where, like, you have to be smart to be that stupid.
Yeah.
And
I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, there's somebody next to you sniffing glue. Like, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Why would you stop today? And it's like, no, that's supposed to be ironic.
Yeah.
No, stop sniffing the glue.
Are we talking rubber cement or are we talking Elmer's?
It's killing me, dude. It is killing me. So
the answer is super glue, by the way.
Anyway, that is awesome.
It's the best.
My father used to buy me models as a kid. Because apparently my father liked models as a kid.
Yeah. My dad did the same thing.
I didn't like models. So I'm like, you could bought one like put together,
Yeah, I know. They're already assembled.
Shit ton of time.
Yeah. Why would I do something? What is this, a semi-line here?
Yeah. I think it's fine. You know what? I put it together and I took it back apart.
Yeah. I put it back in the box.
Saved it for you.
Yeah. You put it together.
Oh, Jesus. But I never sniffed the glue, as I recall, or maybe it was that good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I know. It was so good you don't remember. He had the glue.
It is great. Well, I'm going to jump right into the "What Are You" section, unless you have any other avenues you'd like to meander down right this second.
No, I don't have the guts.
Okay. Boy, I see. You could have let it go, but now I sense a letter. It's from me.
A letter. It's an airbag.
What have you been playing lately? I've actually got a few things to talk about there. Here.
Oh, the video game wise?
Yeah.
I played Torchlight 3.
You sure did, because I played it with you.
You played it with me. The game, unfortunately, has no end game, so I uninstalled it.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Honestly, I don't know if it's worth $20. I'd give it a 15, though.
Yeah.
It's a pretty Diablo. It's super duper easy. Like, if you've never played an action RPG, it's the way to go, I suppose. It's... But I like Torchlight 2 way better. Yeah. Even 1 way better.
I think everything I look online as well, that Torchlight 2 was considered superior to the Torchlight 3.
It's not to say they might not, add a patch later, but yeah, end game content would be cool.
Yeah. It was shallow, completely shallow.
Yeah, they decided to go a different route.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you beat the game? Good.
Good on you.
Good on you. So I uninstalled that. I may give it a year. I reinstalled a game called Wolcen, which is the Diablo 3 clone. Yep. And I didn't realize about a year ago, apparently right after I quit playing it a year ago, they decided to add more content to the game to the point where they just like, remember what you played? Just forget about all that. They actually made a new game out of it. So you actually have to start a new character and start from the beginning, and the game is...
So are you playing it actually? Should I reinstall it?
I mean, you can. I'm going to play a little bit of it to see if it's better. So I need to play enough again to get back to the end game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the end game is because it's different. The game is the set pieces are all the same, which is weird, but the adventures you go on are different.
Okay.
It's kind of weird.
I know we played it. I'll be honest. I've played so many of those games that they all kind of blur.
Yeah, the last mission I went on during the tutorial missions, because I'm still kind of in the tutorial, is I went on The Hunt. And this is supposed to be part of their endgame content where I have a dog with me. So you have a dog now.
Okay.
And it sniffs this pile of carcass, and you can see this odor, and I track down monsters to kill them.
Okay.
Giant monsters. And as you get close to the monsters, I get these little cards, kind of like the endgame of Torchlight 3, where it asks you, okay, when you find this monster and you want like a +5 buff to magic, and you get this bonuses, the monster will have this extra power of like electricity or something.
Okay,
so you pick one or the other.
You pick what you want, yep.
But you keep picking them as you're chasing them, so you get more and more choices.
Okay.
And then you finally get it, and it can be hard as hell because you're like, I want all the best stuff,
yeah,
and now
exactly.
it's really hard to defeat these things.
Exactly. Now it's screwing you. Yep.
So, and that was not in the original game. So this is like a different game, and the builds are different, and yeah, it might be a good way to pass time.
Yep.
So it's up there. It's considered one of the top 5 Diablo clones. Path of Exile is one of the top 5.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like Path of Exile.
Torchlight 3 is not in the top 5.
I don't think it's going to make
it. Yeah.
Honestly, even with additional content, I don't think it's going to make it.
And the only other game I'm playing is that I am now addicted to Minecraft Dungeons again because I kind of beat the game when I had it. and a year later they threw content on it.
More content.
So
any of the DLCs? Do I have to buy shit?
There's DLC. Yeah, there's more DLCs for it. Unless you get the seasons pass. On top of DLCs, I guess they have their version of torment levels. So when you get the level, there's 3 major levels in the game, and then it just goes on from there. Just one, so it just keeps getting progressively more difficult.
Yeah.
So and the level cap must be way higher, and the weapons are a little more interesting. So it's
I know I beat it, but I don't remember much about it. I'll have to go check it out again.
I don't think there's really there's a story there. I don't know what it is. But
I don't know story. Honestly, almost any of them.
It's just a way to pass time.
The only reason I know the Diablo stories is I've played them so many times.
Diablo. I think Wolcen is a superior game as far as content goes to Minecraft. I play Minecraft as kind of like playing solitaire. It's really meaningless to play it. There's barely an end goal, but I like it for some weird reason.
I showed you the one game I have on the Switch where you're just basically a little knight and you run around this level killing monsters, and then you get some buffs and you go to the next level and you do the same damn thing. There's 0 point to it, and it's oddly zen-like.
That's what Minecraft is, so I could care less what the ending is. It's really just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all. I'm playing this other game I'm playing. It's a fine game. I'm okay at it, but I play against this other guy who's a jerk.
I think I know the game you're speaking of.
And it's just really mean to me, and I'm a beginner, and he's like, oh, you're going to do good, and he crushes me in 3 seconds. I hate that game. But
we literally only played one.
I know. I hate it now. I love the cooperative version of the game, though. It's called StarCraft 2.
I'm telling you, man, I celebrate all things Blizzard. I really do. Yeah. And
me too with Dairy Queen. Oh, sorry, that's something else.
Awesome. StarCraft 2 is fantastic, though.
It is.
It truly is. And I suck at it. I just suck a little less than you do.
Yeah. And I like co-op, though. I think that's where
exactly. I think that's fun.
I have more fun with that because I'm not good at PvP of anything, really. Except for, Unreal Tournament. For some reason, I'm just
You say that, and yet you proceed to whoop my ass on the reg.
Well, I'm going to continue hating the game until I crush you. That's how it goes.
That's a problem, too, because it's just not going to take long. I'm still offended you can beat me on the regular at Mario, because Mario Kart, because you just...
I drift like a champ.
It's just wrong.
As soon as it was all fun, and he wasn't really teaching me stuff because that's the way he teaches you how to play games. He's like, "Watch me destroy you." How'd you do that?
I don't even know if that's.
He does that.
It's literally projecting, dude.
Yeah, he does that.
The dude
and then he eats me.
I only did that in the Pac-Man game, and my God, it's all coming out on the air. I love it.
And then so once I learn his little tricks, I go and destroy him.
That is great.
I'm not competitive, though.
That's funny, though. I literally said that to Mick. I think you're better at games than I am. And she's like, how's that possible? Yeah. You've been playing games forever. I'm like, yeah, I played games my whole life. It doesn't mean I'm any good at them.
Yeah, I'm definitely not good at games myself.
The no sense of direction is a real problem when navigating. But, I am generally good at finding the circle and killing everything that's moving there. That's kind of my claim to fame.
Yes. That's like Unreal Tournament. That's like... Yeah, that'd be all.
So I've played, aside from our co-op StarCraft, which I like, I've been playing a little bit of that solo, because just against the computer. Just trying to get good at that, and I'm not. So I will continue. I've also been playing a little bit of Super Smash Brothers on the Switch, and the game's just beautiful. It really is. I've played countless games of it, and it's a fighting game, and I literally have a button. I'm not sure what it does.
I played it, not the Switch version, but I don't understand that game
It's just pandemonium. I understand more of it now, but it's still just pure chaos. But it looks great. So there's that.
Yeah, actually most Nintendo branded games are very pretty.
Yeah, and they have a lot of, it's very nostalgic. That's why I like it. It has a lot of little touches that I freaking love. Like, you get a gym at one point where you can train your people. And the coach from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is who runs the gym. And they play the music from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's such a good touch.
Take me back.
There's all sorts of Pokemon references, but I don't know Pokemon, so I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of things like that, though, like old games, and they don't even seem to care about company, because like Sonic's in there. I mean, there's all sorts of just nostalgia references, and there's an Intellivision reference in there, and I was just like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really neat game. So yeah, I gotta say though, seriously, they cost way too much. But Nintendo games, they just produce. I mean, actually, Nintendo branded like Super Mario, Zelda, that type of crap. They just produce superior quality games. They really are high quality.
Yeah. I do like them.
Other than that, though, that's about it. Oh, I would like to say, though, because I've become addicted to it, shout out to Loco on YouTube. He streams StarCraft matches and basically does commentary, and he's just fun to listen to, and I love watching it. It's weird. I've known for a while now, too. In Korea, they have, from my understanding, multiple channels that are basically StarCraft 2 competitions, because StarCraft 2 is huge in South Korea. And I get it. I can entirely watch them. They're extremely entertaining. And these pros that play are just quite frankly, they're so much better than you and me combined will ever even come close to.
Yeah, I do watch a lot of gameplay on YouTube, and so I get lost by watching them. It's relaxing to watch other people play games.
It's just amazing. I've actually looked up games I was never able to beat, and then you watch somebody crush it in like 3 minutes when you're like, I spent 3 weeks just on the first match.
Yeah. You ever watch the developers react to videos?
I know of them. I've never actually watched them. But
they're usually pretty cool. So I watched this Crash Bandicoot one, and the developers reacted to it, and they're like, I just spent 3 years on that level. He finished it in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like that just, and they say they love it and they hate it. Then they start keeping scores and all of the developers, and it goes, well, you got to kill that guy because of your level 3 times. I'll give you 3 points, but he went behind your entire level, so you get -5 points. So they're starting to tally all the developers as a joke, But yeah, they're fun to watch.
Oh, I bet.
Because the developers are like, I can't believe, I didn't even know they could do that.
I was gonna say, I bet the biggest thing is like how the hell did they think to even try that?
Yeah, and a lot of developers are cool when they say, yeah, we're not going to patch that out. That's, it takes a lot of patience to find that spot in the wall they can get behind it to cheat. And I'm like, average players aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's not really taking the fun out of it for most people. Mm-hmm. So he's like, go ahead, just, be your bad self.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How many people are going to find that? Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we played the game and tried, most times we'd still not be able to do it.
I know, because there's a game called Bloodborne where sometimes I try to find little glitches in the game, and they're difficult. Mm-hmm. They're difficult to, and you watch these speedrunners, they make it look like they do in their sleep. They just jump on a certain wall, because there's one wall that the one level is kind of like if you've done it 50 times, you don't need to do it 51 times. So there's a spot in the game where you have the right sword and you power through a wall. You have the right sword on, and you actually clip through the wall, drop down to the level you shouldn't be at, and go right to the boss.
Nice.
And I see speedrunners do it first try every single time. It takes me about 10 or 15 tries to do it.
Yep.
I'm like, and because I die because I don't land right, and then I got to reload the level, go back, pick up my life back, go try it again.
It's a speed run.
Yeah, it's a speed run. Yeah, it's like it gets to the point where I'm thinking to myself, it would be quicker if I just went down the stairs.
Yeah, I could have just walked down the stairs
I could have
by now.
done this already.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not for me, I guess. So, go ahead, speed run, do your thing. I'm not doing that. I can't. It's just too much work.
Actually, the first Diablo, there was I'd read about the duping hack, basically, because you can do pretty much anything in that game, and has to do with lag. It's basically you drop like something, you typically drop gold in the ground. And if you picked it up and grabbed a potion at the exact same time, or something to that effect, I'd have to look it up. It's been years. You just dupe whatever was on the ground, basically, or whatever was in your hand, one of them. Yeah. And because of that, you could just manipulate the shit out of that. I actually wondered if somebody was fucking with me, because it just, it was one of those things. Like the demo you see, they're knocking out left and right, and then you go to try it, and it does work. Just not easy. The timing is so precise.
Yeah, you do exactly right. And there's a similar one in Oblivion where you shot arrows. Yeah. And you quickly go in your inventory and grab something, and then you shot your arrow, and it wouldn't be arrow. It'd be that item on the ground shooting instead of the arrow.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and if you had a bundle of 50 arrows, it'd be 50 of that item.
Yeah. Nice.
But you had to do left, right,
Konami
Konami code, left, right, up, down.
That is great. That's too funny. So that's what I've been playing as well. Nothing much other than that though. But I do have to say that Vita you got me. I appreciate the PS Vita. That's a neat device.
I do like it. Yeah, I have one more spare if either of ours breaks.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I got to move the dock up to my nightstand because I do tend to play it right for a bit.
Yeah. That dock is cheap. You can find that on eBay for like $10.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I just plugged it in because I was excited you got me a toy.
Yeah, it's a cool toy. It's an OLED screen. That's actually organic LED. It's the first gen had a better screen. They replaced it with a crappy LED when they re-released the Vita.
Oh, I don't think we talked about this, so I'll throw this out there. For Christmas, Kevin bought me a skateboard, of all things.
Now, I don't know what's wrong with me that I did that with an adult.
I haven't been on a skateboard in like 30 years. It's going to be awesome. So Kevin did it.
I did it.
When I'm broken.
When he's hurt. There's a skate park downtown.
So, yeah, I'm blaming Kevin, but I have to say, I'm not even remotely joking right now, entirely looking forward to it. Not the breaking my ass part.
I'm looking forward to heading out with him and watching him hurt himself.
Well, somebody's got to call the ambulance.
Yeah, it's true. I'll have my phone with me.
Yeah, it's important.
I'll be ready. But I don't know what I was thinking because I basically got you a little console that's been out of, they stopped making 5 years ago, maybe not that long ago, but like 3 years ago, and a skateboard.
That's fantastic.
That's a weird Christmas present.
You won Christmas this year.
I don't know how. It was like, no, you got me some great stuff. I got to read that Calvin and Hobbes.
I got you a couple games, and I got you, I figured that might be an introduction to reading because you keep threatening, and so I got on the Calvin and Hobbes collection because there's pictures.
That's probably all I could read right now because of my eyes.
Well, if this doesn't work, next year is a fucking pop-up book, so just be ready.
Yeah, I'll go with the pop-up book. Calvin and Hobbes is, it's really sentimental because I had the entire collection, and it got ruined in a basement. So it's and I love Calvin Hobbes.
Well, you've got it again, and it's made of lead.
Made of lead, good.
You lifted that thing, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, but it's never going to a basement again. That thing is, yeah.
Are you going to read those?
I'm going to read them.
About it.
I'm going to read.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to open. Yeah.
Actually, you wouldn't want that anyway. You want the hardcover, and the hardcover is some ridiculous sum of money that you would choke on.
Yeah, it's weird how expensive they are. He's like an artist now because he stopped making Calvin and Hobbes. So he's like kind of like Gary Larson.
They both quit when he was on top, but Gary Larson's a wingnut, and that bumps me out.
Wingnuts. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, but no, he's a nut job.
Yeah, he's a nut job. Yeah,
and that bums me out because I'm like, I like the far side, but now that you've got these crazy political views, it actually lessens it for me.
Yeah,
it's like he became a fucking lumberjack.
Yeah, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Oh no, you're talking about Dexter. I went older. And I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day.
You know what? I'll use that as a segue. So, because I don't know if you watched this or not, but I think you did. So you watched Penny Dreadful, right?
The first season.
Okay, yeah. Because
I did not. I kind of lost it.
We watched the second season.
Yeah, I kind of lost interest about 2 episodes in.
I wrote it's the City of Angels, but I wrote City of Holy Shit that sucked.
Yeah.
There was literally one line in the entire season that had any redeeming quality whatsoever, and it was Raymond's brother. I have no idea what that actor's name is, but I love the guy.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, the tall guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just said Raymond, and you know who I'm talking about, so it would be the show. Everybody loves Raymond. That dude, he plays poker. Actually, that dude would be a ton of fun to hang out with. A fucking giant, too.
Yeah, he's a giant guy, yeah.
But he's like a modern-day Herman Munster. I definitely dig him.
Yeah.
But he's this gangster guy, and he knocks on this door, and this really old woman answers, and he says, Mrs. So-and-so, and she says, it's Miss. And he says, so there's still a chance? It's just fantastic.
That's awesome. That's kind of smooth. I've never been that smooth in my life. That's pretty awesome.
No, it never will be. But that's it right there. I just ruined the whole show for you.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
There is absolutely... There was one episode, and my best guess is because they hung a guy in it, but it had a disclaimer in the beginning, this will be hard to watch. And I turned to Mick, and I'm like, I kind of have to agree.
Yeah, this is kind of unwatchable. Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's because of the guy they hung, but I generally found the entire thing to be hard to watch. Yeah. And then the ending... So this is...
Was there a spider?
There was a point to this, too. There's a reason I segued into this.
Yeah.
Because Mickles... We're about to watch episode 10, which is the last one, and we're freaking stoked.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be over.
It's going to be over. This sucks so much.
Yeah.
And, but you commit. You gotta see it through. And Mickles is like, do we even bother? And I'm like, well, yeah, we need to, and here's why. I said, remember Dexter? She's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's coming back.
And she feels the same way about The Sopranos. But I said, it was a good show. Yeah, the last couple seasons were not as good as they started, but, they were redeemable until that last episode, which immediately invalidated everything before it.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mickles feels the same way about Sopranos.
I don't know if I agree with that Sopranos one.
I think they pussied out.
They
And
did.
I'm not one to use that term because I'm not that type of crass.
But he didn't move to Seattle or Alaska, or where the hell he went.
Well, as I understand it, they were going to just have him get shot in the Lincoln Tunnel. I don't know why they didn't just do that. That's more...
Yeah, it would have been kind of fun.
It would have been better, I think.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, I just thought it was a wussy maneuver.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. It didn't offend me as much. But I made the argument, though, that if in a moment you can suddenly take a lumberjack and you've just invalidated, I don't remember how many seasons Dexter was on, but it was on a lot.
It was like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
it was there for a while, yeah.
And in an instant, it invalidated everything. I said, then because that can happen, I have to believe
that someday.
that somehow,
someday you're going to see the last episode.
Episode 10 could be so good. It could justify everything that came before it. And I said, and if that happens, this is going to be my favorite show of all time.
So
it didn't
did it happen? Oh, good. I'm not watching it.
No, do not. The chick from Game of Thrones. I call her Pigface, even though they did it in Game of Thrones. They call her Pigface. She was the queen. I can't remember her name to save my life because I'm me. She was the queen, married to Joffrey.
Nellie Dormer?
Yes.
She's pretty.
I don't actually. I gotta say, I don't find her. She's definitely not ugly.
Yeah.
She's an odd-looking creature.
No, but I don't. But I see her more of the Tudors. Because she was.
Okay. Yep.
That's how I see her.
She plays like 17 roles in that.
Yeah.
Joe, in the City of Angels.
Anne Boleyn.
In the Penny Dreadful City of Angels. There, she is like 17 characters. She's everywhere.
Oh.
And there's a whole Angel of Death or Death and the Angel of Death thing going on, and they like, fuck it, we got an all-star cast. We can't afford a script.
Yeah. Jeez, spend their money on the cast. Yeah.
They think we're made of money. What?
I know. We'll just. You used to write for the Friends show, right? You'll work here.
Yeah, it was damn near incoherent. I don't know what the point of it was, and I'm so glad it's over. So there's my critique.
Yeah, the same thing happened when we watched The Stand by Stephen King.
Ironically, we start tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it had so much potential, and we're like, we have to watch to the last episode.
Yep, we're starting it tomorrow. I'm not kidding.
And the wife liked it. Don't get me wrong. The wife liked it. Me, I'm like, oh my God, I want to kill everybody.
I'm hoping, because you hate it so much.
Oh, it might be good?
It might be good.
I hated it. It was such bad acting.
I disagree with your you and I disagree so much on
TV shows, yeah. Except for a couple.
I almost think that'll work.
There's once in a while there's a crossover.
There's some where you
like
just
Black Mirror. There's some Shameless
things like
there's some
just can't argue
crossovers.
I'm sorry, Scrubs is freaking good. I don't care who you are.
Oh, I love Scrubs. I just rewatched it again.
No, that's not stuff. Do you watch the last season?
No, okay. It's kind of like Matrix 2 and 3. It doesn't exist.
Or 4.
That's coming out soon. If it's any good,
Coming to America 2 is out.
I will watch that.
I entirely will watch that. But
because the first movie was genius.
I'll go back and watch Coming to America first. In fact, I might even throw in Cold Child, no extra charge. But, it seems to me we've lost all creativity as fate. Everything, like half the games out are remastered games. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I love remastered games, and we'll get there too. But they're doing it with movies. Like, they're just rebooting everything. And it's like, are we out of ideas, folks? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I kind of feel like that Hollywood's always been doing that, because
maybe they have been.
A lot of the remake movies in the 80s and 90s, you don't realize are remakes of, like, 30s, 40s, and 50s movies. What
was Short Circuit remake of?
Annie.
It's great.
It's a hard knock, Short Circuit life.
It's great that they're like released within a year of each other too. But that's neither here nor there.
Sometimes they remake it right away when it's like bad.
Immediate. But it's cool.
I don't.
What's weird is now I saw Annie, and my brain, it barely works. I have no control over what information retains. My brain retains. I have none. It remembers what it wants and forgets the rest.
Yeah.
So I saw Annie. At most, seriously, twice maybe in my life.
Yeah.
And one day, a guy at work is listening to something. And I said, what is that? I said, it sounds so familiar. And he's like, it's A Hard Knocks Life by Jay-Z.
By Jay-Z? That's awesome.
And I'm like, why?
It's A Hard Knocks Life.
Green Earth would this sound familiar?
Because it's A Hard Knocks Life.
He's like, it samples Annie. And I mean, I'm telling you, like, it's not like I was singing Annie. I don't know well, apparently I do know the songs of Annie, but like,
come on. The sun will come out tomorrow. Come on. There's no way you hear that once and you know Annie.
Yeah, I bet your bottom dollar. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I remembered It's A Hard Knock Life like years and years later.
Yeah. Because it's a good song.
Shout out to Jay-Z, too. That's a great song, too. Yeah. Hey, this want me clapped and chrome. It ain't easy.
Wow.
But, yeah, it's good stuff, man.
It is good stuff.
Anyway, so hold that thought on the stand, though, because we're going to start tomorrow night. And, I don't know, give it a week. And actually, if we're doing bi-weekly, I should be able to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm curious about what you think of it. If you think that the guy that they got to replace Matthew McConaughey, tell me if he did a good job. McConaughey.
The criteria now for a show to be even acceptable is we just want to binge it.
Yeah.
And if it sucks, well, that's unfortunate. But at least it was something. Like, I'm telling you, we watched The 100. I was miserable. It was a horrible show. And I can't say that I was miserable, though. I've seen worse. And there was a lot of it. And it was like, good enough. You know, I didn't feel bad for ignoring it. And, you know, it's just funny to me. And don't get me wrong. Love a good show. It's just there's not many of them.
Yeah, there's not many. I think we've watched, because I've gone through all those, like, Watch Mojo lists, and what's the top 20 shows you should watch once? I've seen them all already. I've seen all the best shows. So whatever I'm watching now is just crumbs.
It's lesser. Yeah, it's a lesser show.
And you got to realize it's all crumbs.
Other than that, though, I haven't really been watching anything. Like, Mickles will, actually, I will watch some StarCraft 2, and Mickles will watch some British whatever. You know, I keep thinking this, too. In the 80s, there was that song, God knows who did it, but I think I'm turning Japanese. You remember that? I really think so. Well, be that as it may. I think Mickles is turning British.
Oh, British. Oh, yeah, because there's a lot of British shows out, especially that dirty one that just came out.
She's subscribed to, like, BritBox, so she literally watching British TV. She's got some other Masterpiece Theater. Like, they're cleaning the house constantly on TV.
Yeah, that's all they do is clean the house.
Yeah, pretty much. And Trio.
Cheerio.
It's great. But yeah, she's loving that. So, and it's great for me because, one, I can completely ignore it, and two, if I do hear it, at least they have a British accent, and I find that very pleasant to hear.
Yeah, Charlize watches those shows, and I usually tune that out.
Yeah.
But there's 3 shows we're watching together.
Ooh.
The first one is called WandaVision.
Okay, you're watching that, and what do you think?
I've watched the first episode first.
Oh, okay.
So no, I'm caught up now.
Oh wait, that's radical. You watched the first episode first?
No, I'm saying I watched the first. Well, yeah. At first, I watched the first episode. I don't know how to phrase it. I watched the first episode, right? Okay. And I thought it was a big pile of garbage.
Okay.
A big giant pile of garbage. Stanley rolling over his grave. I'm like, what did I just watch? It was, and I don't want to spoil anything, but
still going to hell for He's the Next Man Alone.
I know. It was like watching the I Love Lucy episode. It was in black and white. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what is this show? It makes no sense to me. I don't really read the comics. I've seen all the movies, but especially the Marvel movies, not all the DC movies and TV shows, because there's a deluge of those now, and I'm not going to watch every one of them. Anyways, I was like, I'll give it another chance. I'll watch the second episode. And I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing. And it was a black and white show again, but a little bit newer. And then the next episode was in color, and so on and so forth. And they once you start piecing together, like, oh, this is like a damn Marvel meets Black Mirror. It is effed up.
Nice.
It is out there and worth your time.
Okay.
Because I'm like,
thank you for saying that. Because I've been wondering. It's one of those things I've known of it.
Yeah.
And people have been talking about it, but I was like, it's either a gigantic piece of shit or it's worth my time. And you know what? Actually, I don't know why I listen to you, but I'm going to try it anyway.
Remember, it's a superhero show.
Yeah.
But it's got what's-his-face in it. Vision is awesome.
Yeah, we hate that guy.
Oh, I love that guy.
I do too, but he's married to Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hate that guy.
I know, I hate that guy.
He's great, though, yeah.
He's great.
He's amazing talent.
True story is...
But we fucking hate
he was talking to an agent or producer one day, and this was like years ago. And the producer says, your career is over. You'll never work in this town again. He said that to him.
Yeah.
So he said this in an interview. I saw this interview like recently. He said he went downstairs, he sat down on a bench, and his cell phone rang, and it was Kevin Feige at Marvel. Said, "Would you like to be Vision?"
Nice.
That moment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good for you.
Yep. Good for you.
Good for, and he's a great Vision. I'm telling you right now.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's been in so many things.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy, and I don't think his career should have been over. I mean,
he was the imaginary friend in A Beautiful Mind. I always think of that.
Yeah, he was in that. He was in Knight's Tale, and he's been in some crap movies too.
But through a Knight's Tale.
Yeah, it was kind of a crap movie. But
I tried to watch it, and I was like, I'm gonna go kill myself.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
One person did in that movie. Anyways, too soon.
I bet a lot of people did right in the theater.
Yeah, right in the theater. But good music in there.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Took me a moment. I got there.
You got there?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I am going to hell. I apologize for all those fans of Heath Ledger.
I'll save my spot.
But anyways, definitely worth watching, and you have to obviously set aside some belief because it's a superhero spin, but it's not like.
I'm gonna completely just show you my nerd muscle. Yeah. I know Wanda. I know who.
Vision
is. I know all about.
Then you know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Charlize started watching it, and Charlize, we had the same reaction because Charlize didn't even pay attention to the first episode. She goes, I don't even know what we're watching. And then by the time we get to the third episode, she goes, oh, this is getting good.
I'm not saying I'm a super nerd on it, but I at least know, I know he's not human.
Yeah.
What's that?
So it got good to the point where I look forward to it, to the point where when it's on Fridays, I don't go on the internet. I don't talk to anyone.
I will not. Yep.
Because because people spoil it so quickly. And the show is. Yeah, Mandalorian was cool, and I know I recommend it, and it's not your favorite show because it's kind of like a space western and stuff. This is.
I'm not kidding. I got major A-Team vibes from Mandalorian.
Yeah, it was kind of like A-Team.
I did. I was waiting for him to get in his black van.
With the red stripe?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen that show, too.
I referenced, I called the guy G.A. Baracus the other day.
G.A.?
Yeah.
Is that B.A.?
Yeah. You know what the B.A. was?
A badass?
It was bad attitude.
Bad attitude. Okay, bad attitude.
He had a good attitude.
He had a good attitude now. I was going to say grandpa or something because he's old now.
I'm sorry, I broke your stream, but
it's awesome.
G.A. Baracus.
So definitely give it a try, even though they haven't finished the whole first season yet. And it's one of those things. It's easy to watch because the episodes are so short. They're like 20-minute episodes. They're very short. But Charlize, she's like, she looks forward to the episodes now.
Okay.
Because they're interesting. You're like, oh shit, this is bad.
Is that just how long a show is without commercials? Like these 20-minute shows?
That's what it is. If you're watching a show, it's like 20 or 30 minutes. And if it was on a regular TV with commercials, it'd be 40, 45 minutes or an hour. You know, so you can rip right through these. Definitely watch it.
I look forward to the product placement. And that's why Baby Yoda uses Clorox brand wipes.
Yes. And he eats them because it gets rid of COVID.
There you go.
Sorry. Slip that in there. The other show I watch is What We Do in the Shadows. It's on Hulu. And it is a TV series made by Tai Waikiki, who did Jojo Rabbit, and he did the Thor Ragnarok movie. He's a New Zealand director, and he's awesome. The movie... There was a movie called What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, I was going to say ring some kind of bell. Okay,
boring. The TV show is hilarious.
Okay,
so basically, it's The Office meets vampires.
Okay,
so, and one of the vampires is like a energy vampire. He's just a normal dude.
Oh, you were telling us about this, actually.
He's just a normal dude that walks around. And I forget, one time he went to the office and they had another like feeling vampire showed up, and I forget, it was a girl from Saturday Night Live. I forget her name, and they're like battling in the office and stuff, and everybody's just so drained because they keep asking them questions about, my dog died, how, can I have some money and stuff. Like, they're just draining everybody's souls. And the rest of the vampires are old vampires from Transylvania and stuff, and they're trying to fit in. And one of the first episodes, this old vampire came into town to because he told him like 200 years ago that he needs to take over the whole new world. And they're like, well, right now we control these 2 blocks.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
And that's in Staten Island. And it's got one guy from a show that I like called IT Crowd. And it's a British guy, and I love the guy. He was the boss. And
it's funny. You know what his name is? It's Ugly Carrot.
Ugly Carrot?
Yeah, he was in, it wasn't Bridesmaids, but one of them. Maybe it was Bridesmaids. Yeah. He was in one of those, and they have a whole conversation about the ugly carrot and how it's good luck. So, that's what I call him, awesome. Ugly Carrot.
So the show's hilarious. It just that and they have familiars, and they treat him like crap. And there's one guy named Guillermo, I forget his name, but he wants to become a vampire, and all his friends have become vampires, and the guy says, "No, you're just." And he does weird things like hold him over his head, and you can look at the mirror and it looks like he's floating. He goes, "Look, I'm a vampire." He goes, "You are not a vampire."
That's great.
It's just a silly show, and I love it. So
Fantastic.
if your wife likes British shows,
yeah, I'm gonna say she's probably not gonna like that one. In fact, if I tell her you recommend it, I guarantee she'll throw the TV out.
I'm telling you, the best episode so far is the werewolves showed up and start peeing on all their stuff. And they had to go into a battle between the one werewolf, the strongest werewolf, and the strongest vampire. Yeah. And guess who won?
Vampire, I'm guessing.
The vampire. You know how? He threw a squeaky toy over the wall.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Of this building. Yeah. The werewolf jumped down and died.
Yep.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love the show.
It's a fun concept anyway. The werewolf keeps peeing on all my stuff.
Yeah, he kept...
It's marking his territory.
Yeah, he is. He keeps doing it, and they get mad. So they yell at each other because they're in human form for the most part until they wolf out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love the show. It's silly, but it makes me happy to watch it.
That is funny.
It makes me very happy to watch it.
Was that 3?
No, the third one.
I was going to say.
The third one is a show that is one of those things where I was watching Mojo, what's top 20 shows you should watch. And I wasn't sure I was going to want to watch this show because it does not seem this. If you hear this, the concept of the show, you're like, this is not a Kevin show. Okay. This is not a Kevin show. It's not a Shirley show. I don't know whose show this is meant for. Nobody I know. But the show is called Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay. I know.
It's an Apple TV. It's Jason Sudeikis, and it's just a simple story about this guy who lives in Kentucky, who's a coach. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves him. He gets a job in the UK teaching a soccer football team. Mm-hmm. Doesn't know any of the rules.
Yep.
And I'm like, what's this going to be about? And it's the most heartwarming, fun, well-written show. And I told you, the Mumford & Sons, he's friends of Mumford.
Yeah.
So all the music is awesome.
Yeah.
And all the background music
Do
here.
all the sons hate him? Just. But yeah.
Yeah, there's no sons. I don't know where they are. So it's just Mr. Mumford, whoever his name is. But the show is, yes, it has some soccer elements in it. For the most part, Jason Sudeikis' character is basically separate from his wife. Mm-hmm. So he's out there trying to do something good. And it is the plot for Major League.
Yeah.
So the owner is a woman who basically her husband left her for a younger woman, and in divorce she got the team. Yep. So she wants to destroy it. Yep. So she hires this guy as kind of like an FU.
Yep.
So that's where
yeah, he makes the Jamaican bobsled team work.
Basically,
I've seen this story.
Yeah, well, he does it. So it's not predictable in that regard. Mm-hmm. But the development of the characters and how they all grow, everyone grows, and they're not who you think you are when they first start. And
what you're hitting on is huge because it turns out that if you have good enough character development, you don't need a story.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah,
because that's my major problem. Is like shit happens to so and so, and I don't care.
Yeah,
I just don't care. You know, so that sounds interesting. I'll check it out. I've read a little bit about that actually.
Yeah, so I can't put my finger on what makes it so good. One is that he's the nicest damn guy in the world. Mm-hmm. Charlie said that when she watches it, because she loves the show too, she goes, you watch a show, you want to be a better person.
You know,
it's weird that to watch a TV show and you want to be a better person from watching it.
HBO, The Newsroom.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it to you, but I don't know what that would do to you. I loved it. And right at the last episode, it was fantastic, actually. Mikkels quotes it all the time because at one point, the guy's basically, the main character is talking to his friend, and the main character is just constantly trying to improve the world around him, which basically means fighting with everyone.
Yeah.
And, and his friend's like, why do you drive yourself crazy? Why do you let others, like me, why do I let Marjorie Taylor Greene drive me crazy?
Drive you nuts. Yeah.
And he just said it so succinctly. He said, because I'm on a mission to civilize. And Mikkels throws that at me. But at the end of that series, I turned to Mikkels and said, God damn, I love that show. And I really did. It was by the Aaron Sorkin, I think it is. West Wing writer?
Aaron Sorkin, yep.
I tried watching West Wing. It was like too on the nose preachy for me. But Newsrooms, it does dance a little bit with it, but it made me feel good. I thought it was intelligently written. And at the end of it, I said, man, doesn't that make you want to be a better person? Yeah. Just like Charlie said to you. Yeah. You know what Mick said to me?
What?
He said, I'm not a good person already.
Ow. You got me there.
And she was entirely kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, God damn, you're good at this.
So the writers of this show,
Ted Lasso. I'll even write them down, even though I won't forget that.
It is. I looked it up. It is the writers of Scrubs. It is the writers of Saturday Night Live.
Scrubs was very intelligently written. I found that to be truly witty.
So so they do have that. So the drama moments in the show. So I got teary-eyed a couple times in the show, but specifically, it's pretty clear that you can tell, and it's not giving away, that he's not getting along with his wife. So
his wife he's divorced with? Yeah.
Well, they're not divorced yet.
Oh, okay.
They're just separated.
Yep.
But there's a moment in there, and I'm divorced. Married now, but remarried. But so divorce is the worst thing ever. I mean, it's like...
Take your word?
Yeah, it's just... What's that?
I'll take your word.
Oh, yeah, don't do it. It's just the worst thing ever, and it's not something you like to relive all the time. But I've never seen it done so well in a show where two people look at each other and they just know it's over.
Yeah.
And there's no like fighting or yelling or negotiating. They're just looking at each other and go,
I'm glad we brought this up.
And they're and it's like I know how to make. He couldn't make her happy.
Yeah.
And he knew he couldn't. And he goes, I know I can't fix this. So, go your separate ways, kind of thing.
Well, you were too young to do it that way, right?
Balling.
Is that how it played out for you? I mean, you were too young, I'm guessing, for it to play out that way for you.
Well, when I was divorced?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so melodramatic. You could have.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, it wasn't that, and I wish it would have. I have so much regrets in my life, and I wish that when my divorce happened, that I wasn't a little bitch.
Well spoken. Well spoken.
Yeah. I was a bitch about it, and now when I see people do it so well, it's like I wish I was that person.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that's how I handled it.
Well, that's the beauty of living, brother.
Yeah.
It's boy, all I can think is freaking Ava Brothers. I want to have friends that I can trust, that love me for the man that I've become, not the man that I was. But be that as it may, you've learned. We're all works in progress. We're all flawed, and it's good that you can see that, and realize that you've grown so much since then. Yeah. But I don't think that's uncommon because, boy, it fucking sucks, man. When, a relationship ends or things aren't, people let you down because they're not what you built them up to be, or they just don't meet your expectations for whatever reason. And, there was almost a theme today, boy, because, I'm thinking, I said that there ain't no good guys, there ain't no bad guys, there's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Yeah.
I just, honestly, more and more, I think the wisest thing, and I know you've heard this before, I probably even said on the show, is that Dr. Seuss line that, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Although I did flip that on its head for that freaking Penny Dreadful, man. I cried because it happened, and I was so happy it was over.
Oh,
but I think that's truly wise because, dude, I know what it's like to have your heart ripped out of your chest, stomped on for a while, and it drains your soul, and you can literally feel the pit. It feels like something's missing. And I'm sure a lot of you listening are nodding your head saying, yeah, been there, that sucked. Yeah. One is, I'm old enough to know time really does, it's not that it heals anything, but you still have a scar, but it heals.
Yeah.
I'll say that. So time definitely helps, but it's so tough when you've got all those emotions going on and you just had your heart ripped out to actually have the wherewithal to say, just because we're no longer a thing doesn't mean the time was wasted. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, ooh, I invested poorly in that. No, you still had all the joy you had before is still all the joy you had before. Bummer that it couldn't work out, but honestly, I think being with another human being is the hardest thing you'll have to ever do in life, with the exception of trying to quit smoking.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, and that's why I get so upset about the whole transgender and the gay thing and the whole this, that, and the other. And I'm sure somebody from the LGBTQ group is pissed at me right now because, hey, you're not representing me well. I'm not trying to represent you. I am trying to say you're a human being, though, and you deserve certain respects. And quite frankly, I don't care who you're fucking, as long as it's not a child. That's my rule. Yeah. Nobody underage. And it's got to be consensual. But aside from that, I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. And it just boggles my mind that anybody does.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So I guess it's weird. I've seen a lot of scenes in shows that were like way I ended it, like yelling, screaming, "I hate you," kind of thing. Fist, not we didn't fight physically.
Well, but actually just melodrama.
Yeah, melodrama. And then I've seen that, and that doesn't affect me. I'm like, you're a bunch of assholes just being assholes. But then when you see Jason Sudeikis be such a sweet man, and then it makes me think of Olivia Wilde, who left him in real life. Oh, she's a jerk.
Awesome.
Because if everything I know about Jason Sudeikis, and he said he was surprised about what Olivia Wilde just up and said, I don't want this anymore, and went with the younger guy, Styles. That guy, he's probably gonna leave her in a week anyway.
What are you reading that you know this? But be that as it may, okay.
But the thing is that he can tell he's a nice guy in real life, and you could tell when you watch a show if this was a real person, this guy deserves a Nobel because he was just the nicest damn guy in the world. And everyone's always the same reaction. Everyone in this show is like, "Wow, I didn't expect you to be nice about it," kind of thing.
Nice.
It's like the whole reaction. I was like, "Wow, I want to be like him someday."
I was gonna say, is that what made you so upset? Is the fact that opportunity missed? Damn, I wish I was that suave.
I guess I wish I wasn't such a jerk.
Yeah.
And
I hear you, brother.
Yeah, and I'm like, because a lot of times I have cried in shows where I'm like get teary eyed or red eyes. I point to my wife. I'm like, look, it's down my cheeks. I'm like crying in this damn show, and not just once, several times in this show, and it's a comedy.
Well, actually, I get that though, because not just once, but several times. I've wished you weren't a jerk. Yeah. No, that's not where I was going with that.
No. He doesn't. You don't wish it. You like it.
I think that I do actually. It's awesome.
So that's the shows I've been watching.
Wow, that's cool though. I will check out the Ted Lasso, and I'll let you know what I think. I'm afraid it's going to be too morally good for me, but we will see.
I don't think it's preachy.
It's a fine line for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's preachy.
You know what I thought actually was one of the best shows for doing it? I'm not kidding either. It was Freaks and Geeks. I thought they did a great job of squeezing moral lessons in there without being on the nose about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fascinating though, and I mean, not for nothing though. You got to at least at some level take pride in the fact that you've got enough foresight to have some introspection and say, okay, boy, I wish I could have done better. And I mean, that's the beauty. That's the beauty. As long as you're kicking, buddy, you got another chance to do better.
I think that's what makes the show great. I think it's a great show because he's not preachy, and he acts like a real coach, where what you do on and off the field is just as important for him to coach. So
that's good. He's a role model.
And here's my just and this is not spoiling anything.
He's gonna spoil it, folks.
He's gonna spoil it. With it. There's a scene where one player is picking on another player, and he complains to the coach, and he goes, "What are you gonna do about it?" He's like, "Nothing. Not gonna do anything about it." And you could tell he was egging him on. Was playing mind games with the guy that he would do something about it. So it's not. He goes, "I can't go out and yell at somebody to not pick on somebody else. That's not the way it works."
Yeah.
So the show's not preachy. It's kind of like, it's all like head games for your betterment. It's pretty interesting. I like it a lot, the show.
It's funny.
I can't recommend it enough.
It's one of those things, actually. It's a funny choice of words you picked there. Head games for your benefit.
Yeah, I know. That's weird. I just made that up.
Well, it's effectively like a placebo.
Yeah.
And I've always had an interesting feeling about placebos.
Yeah.
You give me the sugar pill and it cures cancer.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care that you gave me the sugar pill. You just cured my cancer.
Yeah.
If you can get that to work on me, God bless you. I wish you the best of luck. But the rub there is, if I catch you,
I'll bite you.
Yeah, you've just burned everything to the ground. So it's one of those. But I'm not actually. It's one of those things, man. If you want to do it, like I've always said, it's not that I won't ever ask you not to bullshit me.
Yeah.
But you better bring your grade A stuff, because otherwise I'm going to see right through it.
Yeah. I like the bullshit deal.
You do try.
I do try. I'm better than I used to be, though.
Yeah, you've come a long way, buddy.
So that's all I'm watching. Yes, at this point.
You're watching a lot.
Oh, and a stupid show called Superstore, but I'm not going to talk about that. That's a guilty pleasure.
Superstore?
Yeah, stupid show. Really stupid show.
Yeah, I guess I haven't been watching anything. But again, we start The Stand tomorrow, and that Penny Dreadful made me want to die.
Oh.
For the record, I would watch the season 1. I would recommend Penny Dreadful season 1.
I have seen season 1 of the Penny Dreadful.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, I forgot. I'm also caught up to the newest season of Shameless as well.
Okay, I don't think I am.
Which is Carl.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show. It shouldn't be called Shameless anymore. It should be called The Carl Show.
It's amazing, though, isn't it? Because, like, when I first started the show, I didn't like Carl at all.
Yeah.
Little punk ass.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm like, oh, my God, I love Carl, and pretty much I love Carl. That's it.
Yeah, I think once her face left, they
never liked Fiona.
Yeah, and once was gone, I think they're like, what are we going to do with the show? Well, let's use Carl more. And I'm like, good choice.
Yeah, good choice. You know who we both love, too, is not your Star Wars guy, but Mickey Malkovich.
Oh, yeah, Malkovich. Yeah, Melky. Is it Melky?
Or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, Malkovich.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so there's a lot. The new you haven't seen the new season yet, but there's a lot of Malkovich and Star Wars guy because he was in the Star Wars video game.
Yeah, that's what I call him now. You know, just like that. And it's funny because I've seen him in like 14 seasons of Shameless before that, but now he's Star Wars guy.
When I saw Star Wars, I'm like, because I think I saw like one season of Shameless, and then I saw Star Wars.
Ian, by the way.
Yeah,
I might be wrong on that, but I'm going with Ian.
I think it might be even Malkovich because they took his name. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. But when I play the video game, I'm like, he looks so familiar.
That's great.
And then you saw, I'm like, yeah, that's what's his face in Shameless.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm to the point where almost everybody in Hollywood looks familiar to me.
Yeah.
We just apparently watch too many movies over the year.
Now it's getting creepy since they're pretty much putting all actors' faces in video games now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start recognizing actors probably going forward.
Yeah.
Because they actually use their real faces for some reason.
We haven't been watching many movies, to be honest with you. I mean, we just I don't know where the time goes, but apparently not watching TV, not watching movies, but we sit in the dark.
We sit in the dark.
No.
Actually, I probably have.
I don't know what we've been doing. Time flies, man.
I'm trying to think. I forgot about movies. I totally forgot about movies. I don't know.
So
if
you've seen movies? I literally couldn't even tell you the last movie I saw. Actually, wait. I can tell you. Oh, wait, I got 2 movies. I have seen 2 movies in the recent past here. Mickles was away, and I had a Terminator weekend. Ooh. So I watched the Terminator with Daenerys in there.
The new one. I haven't seen that one.
It was
Terminator 3 or 4.
It's like, but there's another one, too. Yeah. That was not the newest one. There was another one that was, I want to say 2018, maybe? I think there was a 2015 with Daenerys, and then Daenerys would be whatever. I know her name if I heard it, but I can't think of Save My Life. But Game of Thrones girl. And the other one, who was it? It was the Halt and Catch Fire girl, if you know who that is. She was in a Black Mirror. The Black Mirror where they... I think it was called Afterlife, actually, is where they gave you the option to upload your consciousness to a computer if you wanted to.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Would you do that? Have we talked about that one? If you could upload your being into a computer before your mortal coil died.
I would, because I would use it to play video games.
I would not.
For all of eternity.
I would not, simply because, it's funny. I don't believe in much. I really don't. I think we've talked about that. I certainly don't believe in ghosts.
I do.
I'm convinced this is not my first rodeo.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about in my mind. Yeah. So I don't want to fuck with the cycle. I want to upload myself because to what end?
Yeah.
Like, what benefit is it going to be you playing video games? Not to mention you're going to play them wicked fast and you're going to be done with everything pretty much about 2 minutes after you make that decision.
Or I could be stuck in one room for eternity.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would because I don't want to mess with the cycle.
Oh. Yeah.
I didn't know why I come back again.
Yeah.
I mean that both figuratively and literally.
But that wouldn't be my soul. That would just be my consciousness. So my consciousness would be playing video games, but my soul would be someplace else and reincarnating.
So you've just made a clone of you.
Exactly.
To what end?
More Kevin, the better.
Oh, okay. So we want more Kevin, not less.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I got it. I'm blown away by that answer. I'm by the sincerity of it. It's just a fantastic answer. Yep. But I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I would not. I would. I think one of me is enough, and you'll all be lucky to survive the one you get.
Yeah. Try.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did see a movie called The Little Things, which has got what's his face. That was the Joker that used to give people
Joaquin Phoenix.
Who?
Joaquin Phoenix there?
No, the Joker before him on the Suicide Squad, Jared Leto.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Don't watch it.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that. You said it wasn't good, yeah.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, he's like a weird Jesus, like cult type person, if I'm not mistaken. Like
the movie is boring as all hell. And I didn't like the plot, and it was dumb. So that's
all right.
Oh, and I watched. I think I told you this, but I don't think I said it in the show. I watched that Palmer, which is
JT, right?
JT. Oh, Justin Timberlake. Yeah, and yeah, movie was great. Great movie.
Did I ever tell you that story?
Very predictable, but good movie.
The JT story is a great one.
JT.
My sister-in-law's over at my house one day, and she says, "Oh wow, JT's playing at the local arena." I'm like, "Why would you be excited about Jimmy T playing?" And my wife says, "She's not talking about James Taylor." I'm like, "Who's JT?"
Yeah, who's JT?
That's awesome. Yep.
That's awesome. But he's a good actor, so the movie is enjoyable. And it's about a little kid who is a boy who wants to wear girls' clothing and fairy outfits and stuff like that. Yeah. And family, friends, school kids all hate him.
But he doesn't fucking live in Georgia.
Yeah. This movie takes place in New Orleans, I believe.
Okay.
So it wasn't that friendly to the poor little kid. Mm-hmm. And his character just got out of prison for 12 years. And, he's like a prison guy. You don't mess with somebody he starts caring about. So...
I have a whole new appreciation for how ahead of his time Dee Snider was.
Yeah. He wasn't going to take it.
Seriously. Dude wants to rock.
Yeah. I want to rock.
Oh, man. But yeah, seriously, people, just stop being a douchebag. If they're not bothering you, stop bothering them.
But that's why they need movies and media to show people that this is not, there's a right way of living, and it's not hating people.
I don't know how... I just struggle because how does this require saying?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, and the kid actor in there, I think he was like 9, and he gave what's-his-face, Halo Joe Osment, a run for his money, and great child actors.
Okay.
Because I'm like, this kid is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you just felt for the kid.
I like seeing Haley Joel Osment and stuff now because he's all big and fat and he just seems cheery as shit.
He's got a giant head and a beard. I'm like,
I love it.
Yeah, he's like a human Couch Patch doll.
The dude's charismatic. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I like that guy.
I do like him. Yeah, I do like him. But he does not look like a normal person.
Not at all. Nope.
Yeah. So he needs to let the air out of his head.
That's awesome. Well,
that's all I got.
You've been listening to anything because, again, I know we've kind of I didn't necessarily do that last time, so I wrote down a bunch of crap this time.
Well, mine will be quick, so I'll do mine real quick
because it's
as per usual. I don't since I don't drive anymore, I never listen to a whole bunch of songs.
Sure.
I'm never in a position to listen to a bunch of songs at home, but on YouTube I flip through stuff, and apparently there was a Radiohead. The lead singer put out a web show from like 2007 to 2009 that I never heard of, called The Basement. And it was a bunch of bands playing music, and they only released bits and pieces here and there of songs that people made. So 6 days ago, they released the full B-roll and everything, behind the scenes, everything of the White Stripes in 2005, and every minute of it is worth watching. It is, you look at this and you realize both these people, super talented.
Oh, yeah.
Fun. The songs are great. I never heard any of the songs before. It's not any of their popular songs. They were very, like, folksy,
nice,
kind of like, mandolin. And it was like, this was groovy stuff. I'm like, I could listen to this. In fact, all that stuff you hear on the radio of the Army and stuff, no, I want to listen to this White Stripes.
Yeah.
It is the best version of White Stripes I ever heard. It's not long. It's like 20, 25 minutes long.
Well, so I like me some folksy stuff. So.
Yeah, I liked it. So every song was different, and they had a cool theme. Everything is red and black in the room, even the microphones and the hat. And Jack White had a little pencil mustache going on. I'm like, he looked lame in that. Glad he got rid of that. But his girlfriend, wife, whatever you want to call her, sister wife, because there was a whole like controversy about, because they hid that they were married and not really brother and sister.
Yeah.
I didn't never even. By the time I listened to White Stripes, that controversy was long gone.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like even I couldn't care less. Play your song.
But it was cool though, because she's playing and she's good on drums. She's good on drums, but she's like staring at him the whole time, smiling.
Oh, that's great.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, but I do recommend it because the music is like beyond reproach. It's just well done, and you can tell they're just like doing takes, and every take was a good take.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that's
It's amazing.
Pretty awesome
when you see somebody with just talent. Where it's just like shit.
Yeah, he sits down and plays the piano for a minute, then he goes on the mandolin, then he sings, and then he goes crazy in his metal guitar, and I just gotta watch it. It was fun to watch, and I want to watch it again because that was just really good music.
Yeah.
And like I said, I thought I knew most of their. I don't think they played any of their hits.
Mm-hmm.
These were all like B-side songs or something.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, this is better than them. Don't get me wrong, I like their good hits.
I hear you, but some bands are like that.
Yeah.
I don't know who decides what actually makes the radio,
Yeah.
but sometimes, like, Peter Gabriel's always my argument.
Yeah.
Literally, the worst songs on his albums are the hit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Sledgehammer, fucking awesome. It was seriously the worst song on that album.
Yeah.
And I love me some Sledgehammer, but it is just, it's weird.
Yeah. So I'm going to look to see what other, if they release more Basement stuff.
Yeah.
It's all the Basement. Apparently, it's 3 years of the show by the Radiohead guy. And I like Radiohead. So I'm kind of curious what else. How do you not? So I want to see if they what else they may have put out. But but for some reason, what year is it? This is from 2005, and they just released the entire footage.
Okay. Tom York is so ridiculously talented that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's he's so next level. It's just clear. The guy is uber talent. But I swear I laugh every time I think of Radiohead because at the end of the day, we all know Radiohead because they made a sound we'd never heard before.
Yeah.
And basically, the bassist did something that we just didn't expect, and we're like, "What was that?"
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
You know, it was just really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad because that got them enough attention to.
And they hate that song.
Yeah, I've had literally, you're fucking old when you're on vacation. You're at a nice place, and you're going to the bathroom in this Ritchie marble bathroom, and you hear the lounge version of Creep playing.
Oh God, that's gotta be kind of weird.
I'm fucking old, man.
I'm a worthless liar.
I'm a worthless liar. God, I love when you sing to me.
Yeah.
That's Anyway, So anything else music-wise?
Music-wise,
White Stripes, Basement, I love it.
I celebrate Jack White stuff. Not everything he does. Some of the stuff is a little too out there, but specifically, I do like the White Stripes era of Jack White.
Yeah.
Because it's punk, ish, kind of. But then I was like, what I heard last night was like, this is kind of like more funky and like, old school.
I give bonus points to small and big bands.
Yeah.
Like if you make it really small, bonus points. If you make it ginormous, I don't know what it is. I love like 30 people walking on a stage. It's like, seriously, what are you all doing?
Yeah, what are you all doing?
Where's the band begin and the audience end?
I saw a little clip of like Jack White was on with like the guitarist from Queen and Led Zeppelin, and they're like chatting guitar, and they're asking him how he got his sound in that Army song they did. Yeah. He goes, I just step on my pedal, because it's only two people in the band, and it drops his guitar an octave, so it sounds like bass. And he hits the pedal, he's back to, and they're like, that's cool. And they all learn how to play his song. They all play it together.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. That's another video that's worth checking out. So, it's the old school musicians respect Jack White because he is uber talented. I hate him because he's so talented. That's why I stopped playing music, because I can't be that good.
Last time I was traveling for work, I saw something on a car that just made me smile. And I'll be honest, I'm not all that familiar with him, but it just said John Mayer is dead to us, and it had the dead symbol.
That's funny because
I was like, that's fucking great. I love that.
That is cool because I know you played with him for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just like what a nice sentiment.
Yeah. And a shout out to Neil Diamond.
Did Neil Diamond die? I hope not.
No, he didn't die.
Okay,
I just don't think anyone mentions what a great writer, singer, artist he was.
Absolutely mad props, and a mad props to you, Kevin, for a random Neil Diamond shout out. I dig that.
I just felt like a random Neil Diamond shout out.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're coming to America today. I just got some Neil Diamond in my blood sometimes,
That's awesome. Yeah, love me some Neil Diamond. So I hear you.
It's random. I know his particular songs. I mean,
I'm going to fucking curse you, though, because they're coming to America.
Go.
It's killing me.
I got to tell you, when it comes to Neil Diamond, I'm a believer.
That's great.
Boom. Because he wrote that song for the Monkees, but he...
oh, yeah.
So his own version is a cover.
There was a...
Which is a riot.
There was a... let's just face it, there's a certain percentage of the world named Davy Jones.
Yeah.
Or Davy Jones, and they'll go by Davy.
Yeah.
And,
my favorite Davy Jones died a couple years back.
Who was your favorite Davy Jones?
David Bowie, because that's his real name.
Oh, it's Davy Jones?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, he didn't die. He went to Davy Jones'
He
locker.
went to Davy Jones' locker.
That's where I was going with this, is I always make the locker jokes over the Monkees ones.
Oh, Davy Jones, yeah.
Wasn't really a Monkees fan.
Yeah, when David Bowie, or David Jones first became a musician, he's like, oh, there's already a David Jones out there, Davy Jones, so I guess I got to have a different last name.
Oh, good for him.
Yep.
I wonder how he landed on Bowie, but be that as it may.
Oh, maybe saw a big knife in Australia. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm sure I knew one point.
I need something.
Bowie. There's a song what do you call it? The flying the fly of the Conchords. They have they get a Bowie song. It's hilarious.
Their Bowie song?
Yeah, they have a Bowie song.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
those guys are fucking
They have
genius.
a Bowie song, and they try to sing it in all his styles.
Oh, that's great.
So they actually go through
I believe they could do it. They're talented enough.
They go through all the styles. They go through the punk style, the glam rock style, and then they go to the modern.
I introduced you to them, right?
You did, yeah.
I'm so proud of myself. Because
I think the first song you showed me was the Hip Hop Hippopotamus.
Yeah,
My rhymes are bottomless.
Because that's what hooked me. It's not even the words, even though they're great, but his lyrics really are bottomless. It's the fucking look on his face. Yeah. It tickled my funny bone. Oh, shit. What?
I'm telling you, you're not living until you watch. I watch it once every month now. The live in London, Tears of a Rapper.
Okay.
Hurt Feelings. The live version destroys her because somehow they ad-lib, and it's much better than any of their TV cut or their disc cut. You got to see the live version of that song, Tears of a Rapper.
I'm glad you're infected with them because just sometimes they're a part of my life now to where somebody, I'll be somewhere, somebody will be like, oh, there's too many things here. And I'm just immediately, too many dicks on the dance floor.
I got Charlize, because I play it so much in my house that Charlize looks at me and goes, I've got hurt feelings.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
She just sings it randomly. Yep. And I'm like, yep, I got you in the Flight of the Conchords.
God damn, they're just so witty, though.
Oh, I love them.
Just some of their songs, too. I'm just thinking there's something about you're the hottest girl in the room.
You're the hottest girl in the room. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, great songs.
So good.
I love it. But I have a couple on my Plex at home. I have a couple of their they have a couple shows I have if you ever want to see them.
Okay.
I have the full London show, and now some Texas show they did.
Oh wow.
And they're different. They're completely different.
They're just so talented. You'd laugh your ass off at that. That'd be great.
Yeah, they won won an Oscar. One I think is a Golden Globe winner. I mean, they go and write for movies now.
Oh yeah, they're just amazing talent.
Yeah, they're just
good on them, man. They definitely they give us the greatest gift ever, man.
Yeah.
Making me laugh my ass off.
They're awesome. So yeah, I'm done with my shout-outs. But Neil Diamond. Love you, man.
Yeah. Well, I got a bunch of weird, crappy music because, basically I was tormenting before the show, Kevin, with weird, crappy music and playing 3 seconds of everything.
I know.
But so I'm going to be all over the place as usual. But I just thought it'd be fun to just give shout-outs to people that people just don't talk about that much. So, and then, I'm going to end with somebody everybody should listen to. But let's start with Tracy Chapman. Been a fan forever. Love Tracy Chapman. Love her early stuff specifically. I'm talking...
When she was sad?
Yeah, when she was sad, basically. Yeah. So, Fast Cars are a hit. I'm not certain. I may have talked about Tracy Chapman before. That Fast Car album I love. It's got a song called Talking About Revolution that I freaking love. But that whole album's good, quite frankly. Crossroads, another great song. Definitely a talented musician. I mean, great lyricist. And, you know me, I'm all about lyrics. So, Girl's Got Talent. I do prefer her sadder stuff. I prefer her to be a bummer. So moving right along, I only have a few songs, and this is one of those artists that is just an uber talent. But you know what? I'm a Lionel Ritchie fan. I like to call him Lionel too, kind of a Thundercats.
Lionel. Oh, I remember the Thundercats.
I like to call him Lionel Richie.
Yeah. Yeah. We have the big red hair, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But
we're old.
Songs like You Are. Or Stuck on You. I love that song. That's a great song. You could go with the Hellos or the Dancing on the Ceilings or the Say You, Say Me. Say You, Say Me came on one of my crappy stations the other day. And yes, I said the other day.
Yeah,
I don't tell you, dude. I'm all over the place with my musical taste. I listen to pretty much everything except country.
Some of it good.
And very small percentage. But yeah, I'm all over the place. And Say You, Say Me came on, and I'm like, boy, you know what? This is a great song, and I never want to hear it again. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's just I don't listen to Hello either. Actually, to be honest with you. It turns out it's not. I'm looking for Waldo.
Is
not
it
him.
me looking for? I can see that. I mean, like, I can see that song being used in a Waldo like movie. Is it me you're looking for?
Exactly. I like how he gets a touch of Mario too when you sing him.
I saw I forget. I saw a comic strip where they had like it was Waldo, and you could tell it was a woman in a red hat, so you knew it was Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find their baby.
That's fantastic.
They're like, where's our baby?
Yep.
So yeah.
That's good stuff.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Yep. Where's our baby?
Yeah. They couldn't find it. They were lost.
Of course, yeah. No, you know.
It's our baby.
So apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But yeah, seriously, I dig me some Lionel Ritchie. I really do. You know, well, before I get into, I have a couple weird one-hit wonders. I mean, I'm all over the place, guys. But I want to talk about Sinatra for a minute.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to lie, folks, for years, I didn't understand. People are just like, God, Frank Sinatra, holy shit, he's so good. And
Well, he did it his way.
what the fuck are you listening to? What are you listening to? I didn't get it. I couldn't.
Oh.
And honestly, I'm like this. Here's one for you. I didn't like Zeppelin the first time I heard
Oh.
I know. It's crazy.
You know what? Black Dog was the first song I heard from Zeppelin, and it was overplayed, so I didn't like Zeppelin the first time
When
either.
the Levee Breaks is what won me over, and after that I understood the genius. But frankly, my brain's not quite wired to appreciate the genius. Sometimes it needs to soak in for a little while, and then I realize just how talented it is. But frankly, I think I was just too young.
Bublé understood.
Oh my God.
I like Bublé.
I'm not a Bublé fan. I did see, boy, if you listen to the show, God bless you.
I know.
I saw a picture of Weird Al Yankovic with Kenny G, and it just said, see, we're not the same person.
That's awesome because of their curly hair. That's awesome.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
One of those guys blows.
That's awesome. That's really good. Well, I think, we'll skip that one.
Yeah.
Just thinking of the joke I made before the show.
Yeah.
But anywho. Again, I think, for me at least, I'll speak for myself. I was too young to appreciate the genius that is Sinatra, and now I am pleased to say I am wise enough to say I don't know if there's such a thing as a really bad Sinatra song. I mean, yes, I like some more than others, but it's the guy's got a gift. The guy's amazing. So I thought I'd, as usual, write a couple songs. He's another one. If I had to pick a favorite Sinatra song, I don't know if I could do it. But I got it down to 3, which I think is pretty good. And they're really well-known ones. But Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah.
That.
Fly me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
World on a String.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan. And Ain't That a Kick in the Head?
That's a good one.
I love that one.
Okay. That's my favorite of those 3 you just said.
Because
that's just life.
I say to my boss all the time, like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat?
Jesus.
And
kick in the head. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like to celebrate that song. Yeah.
I'll say this. I've come to the conclusion that no matter who you are, Sinatra is good, and it's really good. But you may not appreciate it, and it's kind of a mood. It's kind of a vibe, to be honest with you. Because I've got a whole station that is actually Pandora. I don't know how it works nowadays, but used to just base stations on a song. Yep. So mine's "Why Don't You Do Right" by Peggy Lee, and that's where I have all my Sinatra. But shout out to Peggy Lee. Check out the song "Why Don't You Do Right." It's great. You'd know it if you heard it.
Probably.
You'd know it from Fallout. I can even tell you what you'd know it from.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of old classics in Fallout.
There really was, and actually, I kind of
set the world on fire.
I kind of have to thank Fallout for that music, and I was like, God, I love the timelessness of it, and just it got me really delving into that. And I mean, I'll try to include more of that going on, but I mean, seriously, some of the classics are just like Etta James, holy shit, Ella Fitzgerald, and freaking Louis Armstrong. Oh my God, it's just so good. But we'll save some of those for another day. But again, Sinatra, check him out. So now I'm going to jump into 3 completely random weird things. And again, I may or may not have talked about this dude before, but I want to talk about a dude named Teddy Swims. Teddy Swims does covers, and you know how I feel about that typically.
Yeah.
Not a fan. And have I played Teddy Swims for you before? I must have.
Okay, you may have.
Well, I'll put it this way. If there's 2 of you, you can play a game, and it's a fun one. One of you goes to Teddy Swims' website, and you look up one of the songs he covers, and you hit play. And don't let the other person see what's happening. And have the other person describe Teddy Swims. And they are wrong. They are always going to be wrong. Teddy does not look like what you'd expect, but he sings like a freaking angel. It's the only way I can say it. I mean, the way he sings, it blows my mind. And he does a lot of covers, but actually, I'll mention 3. He does a cover of Sarah Smiles by Hall & Oates, and I'm just like, dude, I freaking love you just for covering that song, because that is freaking awesome, and that's a great, great song. But he does a cover of Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles, I think it is, and it is a poppy one-hit wonder, and I'll be honest, kind of always appreciated it at some level. Simple piano riff, it was kind of groovy, and he covers that, and it's something special. It really is. The dude's that talented. And shout out to Vanessa Carlton, because when this whole pandemic thing started, she sent out a Twitter tweet, I guess, that just said, "Don't go downtown," and her first line of her song is "Making My Way Downtown." She's like, "Don't go downtown."
Don't go down.
I thought that was clever, but he does, and this is. Man, when you get in the rabbit hole, God knows how you end up listening to what you end up where you are. I don't know how I found Teddy Swims, but I can pretty much guarantee the first cover I heard from him was him doing a cover of "I Can't Make You Love Me" by Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, that's a heartbreaking song.
Mad props to Bonnie Raitt. And I've not validated this, but I have read somewhere that she did it in 1. Walked in, laid that shit down, walked out. Wow. And I mean, that song is just stellar. It's pretty much you will. It just hurts. And honestly, actually, boy, there's a theme. That song actually fits right in the whole thing. Yeah. Things change. We don't feel today necessarily the way we did yesterday, and we're going to tomorrow. But boy, I swear to you, audience, we did not plan this. But seriously,
no, we don't make any plans.
Shout out to Teddy Swims, and he, as I understand it, unlike us, he makes his living doing this. So I'll just say, for anybody we're recommending, do what you can to support them, So thumbs up and a subscribe and a like go a lot further than you might think. I'll say that for both us at Toot, whether it be YouTube or whatever way you're listening to us, or for folks like Teddy Swims. That said, I got 2 others to mention. And again, man, I'm all over the place. So I introduced Kevin today to Gregory Abbott and the song "Shake You Down." I'm going to say Gregory Abbott's a one-hit wonder in my world. And, I'm sure somebody's like, God damn it, he's so freaking huge. Yeah, I got that one song, and I freaking love it. And this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We got a kitty attacking the camera. I can't wait. There it is. There it is. Anyway. Come here, kitty.
Oh, that is awesome.
Come here, Velma. No, she's not doing it. Anyway.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you want to check out on YouTube, it's about the 1 hour, 47-minute mark.
That's fantastic.
The cat started jumping at the camera.
Yep. So, Shake You Down. Once again, guys, if nothing else, today ought to prove that I'm everywhere. And one last one, a song by a man called Brett Dennen, and a song called "Ain't No Reason." And I'm just a big, big fan of it. And that song is honestly, it's very much a social commentary, and I think I'm bringing it up for that reason. And I just like it because it's overly grim. It's not as bad as he makes it out to be, but there's a nice moral message to it. But it's got so many, all the words to that song are pretty good. But it's got a line, "Slavery is stitched into the fabric of my clothes." And I freaking love that one because it really is. It really is. So, anyway, good song, though. Classic rock kind of thing, I would say. Probably closer to folk, because you know me. And last but not least, I wanted to give a shout out to Audrey for supporting us, because I think we forgot to do so on our last one. So I do apologize. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe we did. And Velma, you got to go, honey. You got to go.
Yeah, she's our Patreon.
Yeah, we got Velma supporting us. That does not actually provide any value, as it turns out, but she's supporting us. But yes, Audrey's supporting us on Patreon, and we appreciate that. And everyone else who's supporting us, we appreciate that as well. And I don't have anything else for tonight. Do you, my friend?
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, we'd love to hear from you folks, so don't hesitate to write in. I'm not going to make you go through that thing again. But that said, this is Sean.
This is Kevin.
That's the one other thing.
Good night.
Can I point?
Yeah.
It's moved.
It's moved.